Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. Today, of course, the letter that Meghan Markle wrote to lobby for paid sick leave, paid maternity leave, parental leave, of course all very worthy causes. Nothing wrong with that, but rather strange for someone with a royal title, a former member of the British royal family, to be lobbying in America, lobbying politicians for a very specific cause. And as someone wrote on Twitter, first time an English royal title has been used to lobby politicians in a republic that won its independence from the crown by violent revolution in 1776. The US franchise of British royalty is clearly out of control. Time for diplomats from both countries to intervene. So said somebody. Meghan, of course, trying to appeal to the working classes, to the impoverished, by recalling how her family struggled when she was young and had to eat at very cheap franchises at the salad bar, tuck into the salad bar, remembering her salad days. And it all seems a bit hollow. It seems a bit of a pointless exercise. The letter was clearly leaked, in my opinion, by Meghan's PR to make a point. And I'm not quite sure what point she's trying to make at this point, because she's coming across as terribly out of touch. She who is wearing all those ridiculously expensive outfits in New York now, trying to remind us all that she was so poor. And yet she, of course, went to a private school and a very expensive university. And Thomas Markle was, of course, a very successful, award-winning lighting director in Hollywood. So all, as I say, a bit hollow. But let's have a look and see what's going on with her, see how she's going on with her political aspirations, what her motives were for doing this, desperation or what. And of course, how it's going to be received, how it was received by Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and how it's going to be received by the public. Is it going to change her fortune? Is it going to make the public love her suddenly? There she is, working mum, struggling with 2 children. As she said, what a shock it was to have to deal with baby Lilibet, whom we have yet to see, and nobody really knows if she exists. Hanged man, underlying energy. That's, of course, the person in limbo, the person who is trying to gain a new perspective, and perhaps she is trying to gain a new perspective on her role, her causes that she espouses, how people perceive her, because, of course, she is perceived as someone who luxuriates in the finer things in life, is not at all allied to the working classes, the working man and woman, and most recently dabbled in investment banking. So now is trying to piggyback herself onto the cause of the working poor and the people who do not have nannies and 16 bedrooms and 9 bath mansions. And it is all a bit desperate. The Hanged Man is telling me that, trying to gain a new perspective, but also the fact that she's in limbo and she's really got nothing going on at the moment, and so she is going to attach herself to whatever cause she possibly can. And so let's have a look at the actual situation that she finds herself in as she wrote this letter. And of course it's all tarot, it's just entertainment purposes, Wheel of Fortune, and it's all my opinion. But my opinion is that she is trying to reinvent herself with the Wheel of Fortune. She is absolutely trying to align herself with a cause that is obviously very worthy, that very few can quibble about, and she is trying to change her luck. The Wheel of Fortune is about literally trying to change your luck, trying to improve your luck. And Major Arcana, we've got 2 Major Arcana here. Things are bad if she is trying so hard to turn things around and to try and really reinvent herself. So what is her challenge at this moment? And there is the 2 of Pentacles, and nobody's buying what she's selling with the 2 of Pentacles. I always see that card as her merching, her attempts to make money out of everything that she does, and nobody is buying it because the card is in the reverse. and she is overwhelmed and she is desperate. She's not able to make money. She's not able to merch. She's not able to influence. She is not able to lead. And she's struggling. She really is struggling, and she has made poor decisions with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Twos are always decisions, choices you have to make. She's made some poor decisions. She has prioritized some very off things, ethical investing, shall we say, which turned out not to be so ethical after all. Of course, the Daily Mail was going to go digging immediately and expose those friends of Harry and Meghan for the frauds that they are, in my opinion, investing in fracking and all kinds of things. And troubled times in Montecito, and she's looking for a cause to align herself with. So her hidden motivation, what's really at the root of this? Was she watching the Earthshot Prize and scribbling this letter as she watched? Because I did see in my reading on the Earthshot Prize and the Harkle response to it that Meghan was very busy behind the scenes, writing, scribbling, making notes. So yes, Knight of Wands, she wants to appear in that capacity as the knight in shining armor, as espousing causes that are dear to the heart of the average Joe, the hoi polloi. She hasn't cared about the hoi polloi so far, but now she wants to, and she wants to be seen as motivating for causes that ordinary people are interested in. And so there is the knight, exuberant, vocal, busy, throwing his weight into a cause, charging in. The Knight of Wands always charges in very fast, doesn't necessarily stick around, and that is one of the problems with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, that Meghan is always very fast into a situation but doesn't stick around. She hasn't got staying power. She doesn't do the hard work. She doesn't do the hard yards. She's in for a quick result, and then she's off again, charging off somewhere else. So this is just a flash in the pan. The Knight of Wands is literally a flash in the pan. That is Meghan Markle. She's not going to stick around with this. This is just the latest thing that she's clutching onto. And what is her focus, her goal with this? Is it political, or is it just for PR? Knight of Cups in reverse. She's feeling that people don't love her with this Knight of Cups in reverse, that people are not responding to her in a positive way, in an emotional way. She's not able to manipulate. She wants to manipulate. Knight of Cups is a manipulative energy when it is in the reverse. It's very manipulative. She's out to score points emotionally. She really is trying to appeal to people's emotions. We were poor too. We grew up so poor that we had to stuff our plates with salad from the salad bar, and I can relate to your pain. I can relate to your struggles. This is what she's trying to do. She's absolutely trying to influence people in an emotional way. Two knights coming out here. Knights are all about action. This is a new campaign, a new cause that she's got going, that she is espousing and that she's busy with. Won't stick around, but this is the flavor of the moment. And so what has led up to this? What happened in the past? Oh dear. We get the Five of Pentacles, the card we often get with Harry and Meghan. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Things not going well for them. Being left out, being cut out, being exiled, being broke. But just generally, there they are. It is always the card that most describes Harry and Meghan to me. Outside the church, outside the palace, in the snow. The woman leading the man who clearly has issues, because the man is portrayed in the Five of Pentacles as somebody who's on crutches and bandaged foot there. Woman leading the way, woman leading away, makes it, of course, away from the palace, away from all of that, but hasn't gone well, because the Five of Pentacles is in reverse, trying to restore their fortunes, trying to find some place where they can actually belong, where they can lead, where they will be well received, they will be embraced. They're knocking on so many doors. It really is, it reeks of desperation at this point. It really is pathetic. They will espouse any cause. Please, can we sign up? Yes, you can use our name. Yes, you can use our letterhead. Yes, we will be there eagerly, desperate to belong and to participate in whatever anyone has to offer, however unethical, in my opinion, however desperate, however brief the opportunity is, they will be there. because they are desperate. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. So how is it going to go in the near future? This letter that, oh dear, another card that we often see with Harry and Meghan. It's going to be a source of regret, of worry, anxiety, of, oh, why did I do it? That's very interesting, because it looks like someone's going to be smacking her down. It's not going to go well, and she is going to sit up at night worried about it and wondering why she put herself in the position that she's put herself in, where people are obviously going to be throwing stones, and quite rightly so. Her pretend poverty that she claims that the family experienced when she was young, and yes, I'm sure there were moments when she was very young, allegedly with Doria, where there was some struggle in her life, but when she went to live with Thomas, it looked like it was all good. She was the princess, and she led a good life. She went overseas. She's been seen photographed kicking her heels on a wall outside Buckingham Palace. That is not hardship. That is not, I can relate to you, oh, you poor people of the world. That is not at all what is written on the Statue of Liberty. So regret, remorse, self-recrimination, worry, how is it going down? Not going down well with that card. So how are her political aspirations? Is this part of her political aspirations, or has she given up on that? The idea of parking those very high heels under that desk in the Oval Office. She's still got them. With the Queen of Cups, she wants it. That Queen of Cups is holding that cup. That is something that she really wants. She's very emotional about it. She believes very sincerely that this is something that she should be. She should be involved in politics. She can change the world. She can remake the world as a kinder, more compassionate place. Of course, all those things that she believes that she is, but isn't even remotely. But there it is. It definitely is something that she thinks about, a cherished dream with the Queen of Cups, something that she really wants to make happen. Whether we like it or not, or whether the voter will ever vote for her or not, but it's there. It's there as a very powerful energy in her. And of course, I know it gets monotonous when I say this, and I'm sure other tarot readers say this as well, because you can't help seeing it when you see the Queen of Cups. That is the Princess Diana card. So it is tied to her idea that she is Princess Diana reincarnate at some level, and she signed this letter rather disturbingly with the words "as ever," which apparently Princess Diana signed her letters with. And so, you know, nobody I know, I certainly don't sign letters as ever. I'm sure most of you don't. And so there is a lot of mimicking going on, very disturbing level of mimicking going on here, and I'm going to look at it in the next few days, do a reading on that. But here it is, it's showing up. I didn't even ask. I thought we'll save that for another reading, but the cards are telling me it has got a lot to do with Princess Diana, this desire that Meghan has to be involved in politics, because she thinks it's the way of being humanitarian and compassionate, like Princess Diana was with landmine victims and AIDS victims and all that kind of thing. Meghan thinks this is her way of doing it, but her way of doing it is through power and status and prestige and letter writing, and she's a great letter writer. Of course, she was a famous letter writer when she was young, and she's still at it. That's not really how it's done, but that's how Meghan thinks it's done, of course, or just my opinion. How will Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer be responding to this? How do they feel about this letter? They don't like it at all. Justice card in the reverse. Go away. We're not interested in you. You are no help to us at all. That's the lawmaking process. The Justice card, of course, very much so. Her meddling is not helping. They don't think it's helpful at all with the Justice card in reverse. She does not belong. Just as that person wrote on Twitter, that quote that I read out at the start of this reading, English royal title being used to lobby politicians in a republic. What is she up to? And isn't it time someone stopped her from doing this? Certainly the people she wrote the letter to feel exactly the same way. They're not being influenced by it. They're not being swayed by it. They don't appreciate it, and they don't think it is helpful. So this political career looks like it's just a dream. for the time being. And I have done readings, and you can go back into the Royals playlist and find those readings. I have done a couple of readings now on her political aspirations. She certainly has them. It's popped up again here. But don't worry, don't panic. Not going to happen. Not according to the cards that come out when I do those readings. So her hopes and fears for this letter. What is she really wanting to achieve here? The Lovers. Well, she is trying to influence people. She is trying to be seen as, well, as in partnership with the lawmakers, with the legislators, with the important people, with the politicians, because the Lovers is, of course, about partnerships, first and foremost, not necessarily romantic or intimate partnerships, just partnerships, but it was also about choices. So people seeing that she is clearly choosing a cause, espousing a cause, a very worthwhile cause, and a political party that she is very obviously in support of. So she hopes that people see this and they like it and they join her. There's a lot of joining energy in here. She is aligning herself to this cause, and she's hoping that she influences people to join her and see her as being this rather angelic figure, almost holding its hands, blessing the two, Adam and Eve, in the garden, and raining down her love and her blessings on people. She hopes that she is seen in this angelic light, and it ties in very much so with the Queen of Cups and all of that energy, that Princess Diana energy. But how's it going to go for her ultimately? Outcome of this lobbying letter. How's it going to go? Very general question, but I thought possibly how's the public going to receive this? How are the royals going to respond? Let's see what the tarot wants to tell us. And Three of Cups in reverse is not going to go well. Public aren't going to like it. Three of Cups, that's friends, that's partying, that's celebrating, that's being happy, yes, enthusiastic, we enjoy your input, we want to hang around with you, hang out with you, we want to be in your party, quite literally. No, they don't. Public's not going to like it at all. So the tarot has answered me from the public's point of view in this reading, and it has said very clearly, public don't like it, they're not going to like it, they're not going to join Meghan, they're not going to be enthusiastic about whatever cause she is espousing, and they are going to see through her hypocrisy and just reject her emotional overture that she has just made. Not going to go down well, and thank you but no thank you. There are two thank you but no thank yous there from the actual political the people and from the voters. She's trying to influence a fail on both accounts, and she sees it with that Nine of Swords. She is definitely looking for something to do, looking for a cause to espouse. She has espoused the wrong causes, and she knows that she's made mistakes, tactical errors with that too. She's trying to turn her fortunes around. There is the bad fortune in the past, being left out in the cold. Nobody loves her. She's been cut out by leading people in the Democratic Party, clearly, and by the royal family too. And so desperate times for Meghan Markle, and it doesn't look like this letter is going to help her cause at all. And on that note, a cheerful note for me, I'm very glad to see these cards. I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you on the next reading.